Selena, Selena. Selena, Selena. Tell me what's poppin', Selena. Ooh, what we talking about? Tell me what's poppin', Selena. Girl, you know I wanna hear it all. I know you got the tea right. Lighten up the city right. City lights. Tell me what's poppin', Selena. Ooh, what we talking about? Selena, Selena. Selena, Selena. Selena, Selena. Tell me what's poppin', Selena. Ooh, what we talking about? Tell me what's poppin', Selena. Girl, you know I wanna hear it all. I know you got the tea right. Lighten up the city right. City lights. Tell me what's poppin', Selena. Ooh, what we talking about? Selena, Selena. Selena, Selena. Selena, Selena. Tell me what's poppin', Selena. Ooh, what we talking about? Tell me what's poppin', Selena. Girl, you know I wanna hear it all. I know you got the tea right. Lighten up the city right. City lights. Tell me what's poppin', Selena. Ooh, what we talking about? Selena, Selena.
Hey y'all, thank you for coming through. I finally went live. It's been a minute, but hey, I am back and I only go live if I have something really to talk about, something that's interesting to me. I'm not one of those people that just want to go live and just start talking. So if I'm coming live, it's with meaning. And it's something that I'm kind of passionate about and I'm interested in. And I just wanted to talk about this for a brief second. So if anybody, I'm also going to put the link in my chat. So if anybody would like to come up and have this discussion with me about this, I think it would be, I would love for you to come up. And I think would be an exciting, interesting topic. For those people who are into conspiracy theories, things like that, or not necessarily conspiracy theories, but things that's actually going on in the world, that we are so distracted by what's going on in social media, what's going on with the drama, with our favorite celebrities and all of this, and we're not seeing what's actually happening around us. And let me start by speaking to everybody that came in. Hey, Atmosphere. Thank you for coming through. Black Ubiquity, CC. Your birthday is coming up. Actually, your birthday's tomorrow, CC. So happy early birthday. And Action, thank you for coming through. We got Chili Chill. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for coming through. Isaac Cantania. I hope I pronounced it correctly. Thank you for coming through. I really appreciate everybody for joining me tonight. I know it's pretty late, but I think you guys will be interested in this. I don't know if you guys have been hearing about the Epstein, the interviews that has, been really coming out, and a lot of the things that has been hidden behind the scenes is going to be brought in the forefront. Hey, El Boogie, thank you for coming through. And I am definitely curious about some of the things that I've been hearing. A lot of the elites are really doing a lot of different things around here. I think I don't know how many months it was when I talked about the situation with Nicki Minaj and Trump and how he had sent some troops over there in Nigeria because a lot of the Nigerian Muslims were unaliving some of the Nigerians that were Christian, and how Nicki Minaj was speaking against it and saying how, this is not right. And why isn't the media paying more attention to what is going on? Innocent lives being taken. and she was rallying behind Trump because he took the lead to allow, the U.S. troops to go, some of them to go over there to Nigeria to kind of, set the law over there, and put some type of, I would say restraint from some of the killing that was going on and persecution that was going on in Nigeria, even though some of it is still happening even today. And I was talking about, he may have some good motives and he may be doing it from a political standpoint. And then I also was talking about how we have to be careful that we don't always say, well, I'm a Democrat or I'm a Republican, because a lot of the time, some of these people are all on the same side. It's just a role that they play. They're like actors and actresses. They have a role and they play their part. And so sometimes we think people are enemies when they really are not enemies. They always have a reason on why they do what they do. Thank you, Don, for coming through. Thank you I appreciate you. And so I'm going to share this video. It comes from a young man. He's a content creator. His name is Black Woods. And he was definitely talking about this on if you go to his channel, you'll see a lot of his videos that he has up about Epstein, and how he even has some of the videos where some of the victims, they come to the forefront talking about everything that was going on in that island. And then you have Trump that, keeps saying, I had nothing to do with Epstein. I've never been on his island. And then you have pictures circulating that he was on the island having a great time, video footage as well as, camera footage. People taking photos of him being there and having a good time with Epstein and some of his other colleagues. So it's pretty interesting how he sits up there and blatantly lie and say he had nothing to do with Epstein. It's pretty interesting. So I want to show a little bit of that, and then I'm going to go to another video that he did. Again, his name is Black Woods. This is his channel right here. And I also will later on go back and put it in my description as well. But I'm going to check. I want you guys to check this out with me, and I'm going to stop a little bit. And if anybody would like to come up, please let me know. And I would be more than happy to let you up. But also, if I don't know you, you will have to come up. I'm gonna have to see your whole face, and your body, because some people like to porn bomb for some apparent reason. Childish and sick. So I gotta be very careful about who I allow up on my platform. So I'm gonna share this with you guys. This is under fair use. This is for educational purposes only. And so I'm going to start playing it so you guys can kind of see what's going on. And this, again, this content creator is called Black Woods. So let me start.
Of these photos and videos of Epstein files. And some of these things that you're going to be seeing in these files are just completely disgusting. We even have an interview which was secretly done with Jeffrey Epstein. And there is a lot of questions that was asked to this demon. And some of the things that he speaks about in this interview, it basically reveals a lot of things about the demon, Satan, and also Jesus himself. So first, let's go ahead and take a look at this interview right here.
You think you're the devil himself?
No, but I do have a good mirror.
It's a serious question. Do you think you're the devil himself?
I don't know. Why would you say that?
Because you have all the attributes. You're incredibly smart. You remember the devil is somebody knows. Smart? The devil's brilliant. You read Milton's Paradise Lost.
No, the devil scares me.
Satan is at the number one.
Look like he got kind of tied tongue. So he's doing I don't know exactly who the person is that's interviewing him, but it is one of the private videos that was actually uncovered from Epstein's interviews. So that's what we're playing right now.
One or two archangel. Mm-hmm. And the reason he goes to hell and leads the rebellion is because he can't be the top guy. And his thing is, I'd rather reign in hell than serve in heaven.
I saw that in a movie once called American Dharma. I don't remember who said it. Okay, we have to go.
Okay, good.
But what a fake reaction, right? As soon as he was accused of being the devil, he's done with the interview. And also watch exactly when the interviewer speaks about Jesus Christ. And that's exactly when he decides that he needs to cut off that interview and just walk out as soon as the name Jesus was mentioned.
Potentially one of the bad things to teach children is how to write.
How's that part? How's that a bad
Writing,
thing?
reading, and arithmetic was supposed to be, everyone's supposed to be taught. But writing forces you into a very narrow channel of thinking. You have to write in a certain form, in a certain way, in a certain linear pattern. So your thinking becomes somewhat narrow. The reason I brought up writing is one of the recent discoveries of mine with respect to Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle is they never wrote anything. They spoke, and people around who could write wrote.
Watch this right over here when the interviewer replies.
Socrates could think. So that was.
Jesus of Nazareth was the same way, right? Never wrote anything.
I thought he was a carpenter.
He was a carpenter.
Didn't he need like a little carpenter's tonight? I don't get that.
But at least his written record.
See, it's one thing about these elites. They play dumb, but they're really smart, and they know a lot more than what they let on. You'll have a lot of them that will act like, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't say that. No, I didn't say it like that. No, your recollection is incorrect. And they'll use all these words and stuff to try to get you off. It's a lot of gaslighting that you'll have a lot of people that are elites because they know a lot of things. They know, especially when them, with some of them being in secret societies, they are more knowledgeable than just, everyday people about the signs and different things that we overlook, especially in the media. There's different signals that, different Masonic people will use, and we don't take it. We just see it as it's just a regular, somebody's just doing a signal, a hand sign or something. We don't think anything of it when it has a more of a big meaning. It's a signaling to other people that know about that sign, that know about that secret society. So you have to be very, I would say, very observant, because a lot of these elites, they know a lot more than what they let on, and they pretend like they don't know anything. And hello to everybody that came through. I really appreciate you guys.
Right.
One last thing.
Sure. Thank you for having me to your house.
He's done with the interview after that. As soon as he mentions Jesus, he instantly, tries to change the topic, because the interviewer says that Jesus of Nazareth did the same thing. He was not writing the Bible. He was only speaking it. It is some sort of a form of higher intelligence thing, if you can do that. And just take a look at how he basically describes what a soul actually is. And obviously we know that these elites know a lot more than what we do in terms of these spiritual worlds. And that's probably why they do all of these sacrifices and all these weird, disgusting things, whatever they're following on that island. It's definitely done for a purpose. And if there is devil, it is very sure that there is God, and God does exist, and he's way more powerful than the devil. But unfortunately, as the Bible says, this world is ruled by the devil himself. And that's exactly what this... And apparently these guys, they're explaining what the soul is. And I've always wondered what kind of perception they basically have.
The soul I describe as the dark matter of the brain. Why is it dark matter? Because in high energy physics nowadays, you hear terms of dark matter, dark energy. Again, terminology. It's a complicated term. Why is it dark matter? Because we can't see it. That's all. The
soul is a dark matter. If you can't see it, that's where the Bible describes as if you have a soul, and if you haven't sinned, or maybe if you're repented, the light is going to be burning bright inside your soul. So if you have been sinning for a long time, if you are very far away from God, that's where your soul turns into darkness, a dark matter where it cannot be seen. That's basically what he's describing. Seems like.
So do y'all understand what they're doing with the CERN? And they say that with making how the CERN is allowing like another portal in this atmosphere. It's like creating another portal for dark matter to come through. So why are they opening another portal for dark matter? What is dark matter? Is it dark energy? Is it dark entities like demons? There is another portal, and it's that it's allowing dark matter to come over here. I don't know if you guys remember when the CERN, when they started really people were talking about the CERN, and they really started working on this machine. I think it was back, and let me not misquote it, maybe 2014, 13 is when I started hearing about a CERN. And I said, what is a CERN? And it's some type of machine that is basically like another portal to another spiritual realm, or to another dimension in the world. That's what I was trying to understand. I said, well, I just didn't understand what it was. And then they were talking about how this machine was allowing to make another portal so that whatever's over there in that dimension can come over to this dimension. And some of it was going to be dark matter. And with the dark matter, I started to see when that started happening around 2013, 14 is when you started to see a lot of things going on in the world. And then shortly after that, what was coming up was the C-19. And it just seemed like people were just getting crazier and crazier and crazier. I mean, things were already bad, but they were getting even more darker than they've ever been before. Do you think that the CERN had something to do, and with it bringing dark matter over from another dimension to this dimension, do you think that had something to do spiritually to allow different dark entities over on this side, or to influence human beings' behavior? Like, do you think that's nothing, or do you think that has something to do with what's going on and how things are so bad now? Also, if when we go some more into this film, they'll start talking about a lot of people that were over in the Epstein Island was into cannibalism. And a lot of the times we see these movies that I think is predictive programming. When we see these vampire movies or these zombie movies, is there some truth to it? Is Hollywood showing us what's actually going on or what will happen, and we kind of overlook it because we think it's just a movie, or it's just entertainment? Is it actually something more going on that we were not aware? Have cannibalism been going on way before now? I would think so. Maybe that's where all of these folklore, stories of vampires and all of this, where is it? It has to come from something. There's always a beginning to something. Where did it start from? So I'm gonna play this a little bit more, and then we're gonna get into it.
These guys know a lot more than we obviously do. And I don't know if you guys have seen the files that just got released, and there is a lot. And I mean, there are so much endless stuff inside of those files that are absolutely disgusting. And the truth is officially out. And it's out in such a way that he no longer can deny the stuff.
And by the way, I never went to the island. I never had the privilege of going to his island. Mm-hmm. And I did turn it down.
And so you see, that's slide number one. And I'm not one of those people that hate the president. I'm not one of those people that do that. So I don't, I don't spew hate when it comes to, because some people, they definitely hate Trump, and they have maybe some valid reasons. But what I don't like is don't lie about it. You know, now he's been upfront about him being a butthole. That for sure. We know. But why lie if you know that there's been pictures, there's film of you being over there having a good time with Epstein? Like, I don't understand that. Why lie about it when you know all of this is going to come up? It doesn't make any sense to me. And I don't believe this is AI. So kind of give me your thoughts on that. Hey, CX. Hey, 309. Hey, Miss Collins. Mr. Holy, thank you for coming through. Mr. Barat, thank you for coming through. This is Etta, thank you for coming through. I appreciate you. Ryan, thank you forever. Hope I spoke to everybody. Let me get back to the film.
Look at that stuff. Everything is out here, man. Everything is out here, man.
And I even saw his daughter in one of the clips. Let me go back.
Look at that stuff.
Yeah, I seen his daughter and all these different women. Look like very young women.
Everything is out here, man.
Bill Clinton.
Everything is out here, man.
That's his daughter that was on his lap dancing, which is very strange.
This is just,
and by the way, I never
disgusting. And just take a look at this footage right here. This is him. This is Donald Trump and Epstein Island. These are all the footage that we have so far. He's meeting Jeffrey Epstein. That's basically what's been going on. You see, they're having fun, they're partying. This is the same man who said that he has no connections or whatsoever with Jeffrey Epstein. And this right here is the basic solid proof that he was part of it. And obviously, the entire documents have already been describing that Donald J. Trump was a major part of everything that happened in the Epstein Island. And he's currently our president of the.
So do y'all think that Epstein committed suicide? Do you guys still think he's alive? Or do you think that he was murdered because he was going to unfold everybody in every name that was on that island and doing God knows what? That's interesting. As we look back now, I'm starting to think that if he is dead, then he maybe was unalived. I don't think he committed suicide. Committed the S word. Fair use, YouTube. Fair use.
United States. And there are some very disturbing footages right here, as you can see. This is Jeffrey Epstein, who's trying to chase a very young girl inside of his home. And for whatever reason, you obviously know why it is. These are the footage that was found. And this is just disgusting. That's a little girl.
You know, these people are really sick. And if you notice, they always focus on young women and young men. These people do a lot of rituals with babies as well as children. And it's really amazing. Most of these people have children of their own. I don't believe Epstein had any children, but I do think that this is very odd behavior. First of all, number one, these children are probably not any of his relatives. And chasing around young women around a kitchen table is very unusual. Okay. It's very unusual for having young women on an island without their parents or a guardian for what purposes. And we know some of those purposes was not something that those young women should have been doing or enduring at that age. Most of these women were underage. They were under 18 years old. So we know the mindsets of some of these people that are in the elites And I say these are people that make things move in the world, people that have great influence, and they're always, some of these people are well known, and some of these people you don't know their name. You know, they're nameless to us regular people. So this is really what's going on, and they always focus on children, if you notice that.
And you know that they were used for rituals. Take a look at this, another clip.
Pizza in the Epstein files, there is some weird.
Do y'all remember the Pizzagate, the situation with Hillary Clinton? I think it was, I don't know who it was on her team that was talking about the Pizzagate and the emails that they found, and they was trying to figure out what were they talking about? Were they talking about food, or was it code for another something else? And so it's pretty interesting that you're going to see this again, pizza. And it's usually for another term for something else. They use this terminology to hide what they're actually saying, but the people that are connected with them know exactly what each word stands for, the meaning of what it stands for.
Weird stuff. Sit down, because I know you won't believe this. Are you sitting? Jeffrey says he wants to go out to a pizza place with you. In parentheses, he did not mention a particular pizza place, but he knows you are in the know on this. What does that mean? They respond, holy shit, I am sitting. As a matter of fact, I am sitting on the number Q subway, making a pilgrimage to DeFara's Pizza in Brooklyn, and then to Totona's in Coney Island. Never been to either one. Then I need to find a good place for us tonight. The trifecta. I've never done 3 in a day. Why? December 13th, 2016. Okay for Bobby Slayton to stay in apartment May 24th through 30th? May 24th. Send pizza to Bobby. May 25th at 10:30 in the morning, order pizza for Bobby Slayton. This is Bobby Slayton, and I will at his Instagram in the comments. And does it even really need to be said? Your pizza is yummy, yummy. Thank you for the pizza today. Really good. Epstein sarcastically sent a text that said goyim, and then someone else said pizza and grape.
Pizza could be children. It could be in certain words, it could be either a boy or a girl. It could be human flesh. It could be a lot of different things. The terminology could be different for, different words. So just pay attention to how they're corresponding with each other, and the passwords that they're using, that the other person knows. Even with us, it's looking like, what the hell are these people talking about? Pizza, a grape soda, like what are they you're thinking they're talking about food, but it's something altogether different.
Soda tomorrow for lunch? That's not the only time people say pizza and grape soda. We need to bring back public.
I mean, if you don't know what pizza, this keyword basically stands for, it's something absolutely disgusting, where they use this pizza word for cannibalism, where they basically eat human beings in the name of some sort of a ritual that these elites have been practicing with all the demons by their side. And this is the reality of this world.
So people really, a few years ago, because I used to love Roseanne, she got into she had a lot of backlash because she called a political person. I don't know what the lady's name was. I totally forgot, but it was a Black woman, and she made a bad joke and said that I believe the woman looked like an ape or a monkey or something like that. I can't verbatim said what she exactly said, but it was something of that sort. And she was basically blackballed, and she was taken off of her show, the Roseanne show. And I think it was turned into the Connors show or something like that. But if you guys can remember, back in the late 80s, early 90s, Roseanne was the show that was really popping back in the day. And once that happened and she said something of that sort, then she was blackballed. And then after that, she started kind of doing her own thing. She even has her podcast on YouTube as well. And she also speaks now against the elites, and she talks about what is actually going on. And people are laughing like, oh, she's crazy. She's really off her rocker. But she's telling people this is what's going on. Y'all need to pay attention. This is not a joke.
Babies, that is not bullshit. It's true.
So it's not just the dogs and the cats, not just the pets.
So this was one of the podcasts from Tucker Carlson, and they were basically exposed of what these elites have been doing for many, many years. This has been going on for so many years that we can't even count. It's been going on for hundreds of years. Generations and generations have been following this stuff. And this was kept as a massive secret for the entire world. And it seems like Hitler knew about this stuff, and that's basically why, the whole war basically started back in. And that's basically why the entire war had to take place. And now we know and now it seems like we officially know who the bad guys are. And
so wait a minute, is he saying that Hitler is the good guy and the people over here in America are the bad guys? Is that what he's saying? Interesting.
Who the good guy was. And that's just absolutely, and that's just very disgusting at this point.
It's
Look
not
at this.
just the dogs and the cats. They're full-on vampires. And everybody still thinks I'm crazy, but I'm not crazy. They're full-on vampires. They love the taste of human flesh, and they drink.
So why do you think there's so many movies of vampire movies? Just a question.
Human blood. They do it. They say you can't.
And a lot of people are basically laughing at this lady when she was, revealing this information.
People up that are pretending to be asleep, but I pray to God, please wake up, even those who are pretending to be asleep, with the irrefutable truth of what the worst people on this planet are really up to. They are really up to that.
I mean, they're the ones ruling the world.
There are so many victims.
I mean, they're the ones that are basically running this world. They're the ones running the government. They're the ones that have control over literally everything possible that's important in this world. Now, I don't know if you guys know about this, but there was an Epstein file that was found that the real name of Jeffrey Epstein was apparently stated as Baal, which is the name of the demon which is mentioned in the Bible. The scriptures literally mentions the name of the demon named Baal, which is the demon of sacrifice. This demon apparently wants children. And apparently Baal is a demon that's known to be like an enemy of Jesus. And this demon was especially known to eat babies. So that's basically what this demon was very well known for. And for some very weird, dark reason, it very much matches up. The Jeffrey Epstein has his official bank name as Baal. And the things that this man has been doing on that island is exactly the same as what the Bible describes what the demon would do. So this leaves a lot of confusion in.
I know the god Baal as well as Molech. A lot of, especially I think it's the Canaanites or the Amalekites, they sacrifice babies to I think Molech as well as Baal. And if you look at some testimonies of people that were in satanic rituals or grew up as children in in some of the satanic rituals, they will talk about how some of the women in their cult would have babies and they would be sacrificed. They will also, their blood would be drained from the babies. That gives the people more years of their life, give more, add years to their life, as well as eating their flesh. And this is something that is really said to be going on. This is not a fairy tale. This is not something that I made up. These are actually people that have either left the cult or, they, somehow got out of that cult, that that secret society and was able to tell their story. And a lot of these people that have told their story and that have gotten away from that lifestyle and that religion, they are traumatized. And usually their stories all sound very similar. So it's not like everyone is going around here lying. There has to be some truth to it, especially when there's so many similarities to what some of these people have been through. So this stuff is actually going on. There are people that are doing this sick things. And, you know, as us regular human beings that live normal lives, we wouldn't dare think of anything like that. That's so foreign to us. But to a lot of these people, they're sick in the mind and in the spirit, and they don't care. They're so dark, they don't see anything wrong with what they're doing. And unfortunately, innocent lives are being taken. Why do you think it's so many missing children around the world? Not just in the States, but around the world in different countries. So not all of them are in sex trafficking, you know, and being sex trafficked. Some of these kids are being murdered for different rituals. So this is something that is actually going on. This is not something that people are just making up. And everything is not a coincidence.
In all of our minds that maybe, what if these guys are the demons? What if these guys are the fallen angels that are just sitting up there on the hierarchy without revealing themselves and just covering their real identities by wearing these human masks and playing along as humans while they're living among us? What if this is the real truth? And now, after everything that's been leaked in the Epstein files, anything that we know about this world is real at all. Anything, it doesn't matter. The science and the fictions and all the things that we have learned so far in the world, maybe none of those things are real. Maybe these guys just made everything up so that we can be completely controlled with the lies that they've been feeding us for generations. And as we spoke, if you actually take a look at the files about the real meaning of the pizza, you'll see that the subject was the pizza monster. You mean radiation, a soft glow with the look of the bliss and excitement. And it also seems like they were talking about a woman, and this woman was apparently pregnant. And I don't want to know.
Oh my God. So that says, you mean radiating a soft glow with the look of bliss and excitement? Yeah, that's the pizza. Then you go down here and it says she looks pregnant. So are they sacrificing a pizza or a woman that's pregnant? You see what I'm saying? Like, this is some weird stuff.
Know about more details because it definitely looks like they probably ate her, or maybe they started some sort of a sacrifice. You know, it could have gone in many different weird ways. And there's also another mail that comes from Roy Hodds, and he says that I wanted to let you know that the crew really appreciated the pizza today. Thank you for letting us do that. There's also another mail from Eric Cole where he says that let's say 4 p.m. It shouldn't take too long. Maybe a couple of hours for the casting. Then I will make the pizza mold after. I'll have it ready when you come back. Since we're not going for crazy details, you can just wear either skinny tight nylons or just a thong if you want, or nothing. It's entirely up to you. But I think this one is mostly going to be about contours. And then
so are they talking about a body or are they talking about pizza? Right? So this is weird. I saw a movie a few weeks ago on Hulu, and it was a chef. A guy went to go see his friend who was a famous chef, and he was doing a lot of like catering for really rich elite people. And his friend was a chef too, but he was just doing like cooking at hotels or something. And he went to go see his friend in another country. And his friend had a lot of success, and he was like, man, you got it all. You're cooking for rich white people, you know, you're really doing it big. And he was just like, man, it's not all that it seems to be. And that person, that had it all, he ended up unaliving himself. And he was like, well, he ended up taking his friend's identity and started cooking for the rich people, the elite people, found out that he had to go, what he had to do was find those poor people in the country. They picked the people that they wanted to eat. And he had to go pick them, he had to unalive them and cook them and make a whole menu with their different body parts. It was a sick kind of movie, but it was interesting at the same time. And it really was like, is this what some of these people be doing? And that's why I say a lot of these movies are predictive programming. You don't know if this is really just a movie or it's something that they're telling you that they really do. So with me looking at some of these texts that, that they are, reading, like he's reading, it's like, are you talking about a body? Are you talking about a pizza? Are these code words for other things? So these are kind of things that kind of make you think, what in the heck is going on?
Next mail here, it says that they need to send a pizza to Bobby. There's a lot of stuff that basically talks about Bobby. And also there's another one, your pizza is yummy, yummy. And if you know, Justin Bieber recently also released a song named Yummy. And the song was also featuring pizzas. Maybe it was all just some sort of a sign that people, these celebrities and people on the elite class, they really wanted to give out this information, but they can't really do it. So they kind of just gave away these little keywords, hoping that people would understand what's really happening behind the scenes in the dark world. We have another mail from Aaron Coe to Jeffrey Epstein, who also states, also, I just want to say that I think that pizza is going to be extra challenging to pull off. It's not chocolate or sugar, which starts out liquid or hardens. Man, these guys are real sick.
Yeah, they're really sick. What are they talking about? Now they got a pizza that's going to be extra challenging to pull off. It's not chocolate or sugar, which starts out liquid and harden. What? Under the best of circumstance, pizza dough can be a pain in the A. Pardon the expression, to work with. Normally, you want to cook it lying flat. What? Even cake batter is easier. So just keep that in mind. It might be really hard to get the pizza thing to work, but I will make you a bakeable mold. What in the world? What do you think that these people are doing? This is weird.
They're talking about the human bodies, the organs and all that stuff. Under the best of circumstances, pizza dough can be a pain in the ass. Pardon the expression, to work with. Normally, you want to cook it laying flat. Even cake batter is easier. So just keep that in mind. It might be real hard to get the pizza thing to work, but I'll make you a bakeable mold. What the hell are these guys talking about?
Exactly.
What does a gynecologist and a pizza boy have in common? They can smell it, but they can't eat it. I mean, it just cannot get much more forward than this. And I think you guys already understood what he basically means by this whole thing, right? So pizza apparently seems like it's a code for probably a woman. A gynecologist, obviously they're saying that a gynecologist can smell it, but they can't eat it. And that's exactly what these guys have been doing. So he basically states that the person who makes the pizza, he can't eat it. So it's the one, the whoever that is that's cooking it is apparently not going to be able to eat it. And look at this stuff. There's also another mail from Jeffrey Epstein, where apparently it seems like this is a mail that he himself sent it to Larry Summers. So this was sent by Jeffrey Epstein to Larry Summers, where he says, recall, I've told you, I've met some very bad people in my life. None as bad as Trump. Not one decent cell in his body. And just imagine if Jeffrey Epstein, a man with such standards, a man who's been committing all these, disgusting crimes, that he's met many bad people, but that there is not a single decent cell in his body is what he says. And
So this is what supposedly, allegedly, that Jeffrey Epstein said about Trump. He says, recall, I've told you, I have met some very bad people, none as bad as Trump, not one decent cell in his body. So yes, dangerous.
It mentions that he's very dangerous. And this right here is the horror that took place to all of these women that were taken to that island.
Years old. I was 16 years old.
I was 16,
17,
14 years old.
This is me.
I don't know where their parents were. 14, 16, 17. Like I said, these women were below 18 years old.
Look at that.
This was me. This is me when I met Jeffrey Epstein.
This is me when I met Jeffrey Epstein.
There are about 1,000 of us.
1,000. That's a lot.
It's time to bring the secrets out of the shadows. It's time to shine a light into the darkness.
So these were all the victims, part of the sacrifices and all the things that they were doing. You know,
That's sick. And one of the young ladies, I believe she ended up unaliving herself. That was one of the victims last year. And so, like I said, some of these people, like I said, it's hard for a lot of these women to get over what happened to them over there in that island. And God knows what happened, because it's some mess.
We know about the Epstein files. Pretty much every single person you know, director, actor, politician, celebrity, anyone who's been around for 3 decades or more was on Epstein Island. Now, what do we know about the Diddy files or Diddy parties? He picked a different audience, a different niche, the rappers, the people who weren't invited to that island. Both were operatives designed to create heavy blackmail to push propaganda and a narrative. Now we know something has changed. Well, if fame is no longer a big deal because everyone's famous, then it doesn't matter who you are, how many followers you have, your influence isn't ever as effective. But let me be clear. If I could blackmail every politician in the world, and I could blackmail every country in the world, and I could blackmail every actor in the world, if I could blackmail every single director in the world to push out certain propaganda, and I'm not the president, and I'm not a politician, and I'm not a major corporation, then who am I? Who is behind Jeffrey Epstein? Who is behind Diddy? Who is behind the blackmail? And by the way, everyone in those files is either currently president, the richest man alive, or someone of significant influence and power.
It's interesting that all of these people have some type of connection, right? But there's always one person that's in the dark that we don't know their name. We don't know who's operating all of this stuff that's going on, but there's always a person behind the scenes that is making everything come together. It's just not being revealed right now who that person is or those people, because I believe it's more than one, right? It's always somebody in the background. It's always someone hidden in the shadows that has all of these missing pieces, and all these different people working for them, you know. Like I said, we want to talk about, oh, I'm a Democrat, I'm a Republican. And you probably don't realize the same people that act like they hate each other when you put on the news is the same people that's going and playing golf together. And you think that they're enemies and that you're on the right side because you're on the right wing, or you're on the right side because you're on the left wing. Like, and all these people work together. Like, it's just amazing. And I would say very few of them actually are individuals that actually want to stand for what is right and for the people. Like, I really believe that most of these people are actors. They're just actors and they're playing their role.
Well, if they're still under some level of blackmail that wasn't released, which is very likely, the question then lies.
Right.
If everyone at the top is compromised, who's running the show?
Exactly. I mean, if all the elites out there are in the files and they're all terrified of something, so it definitely means that there is one person that's running the whole show. And a very tiny example of that is this footage right here, where you can see, which is found inside of Epstein files. It's a footage of these elites gathering up together in the Epstein Island, where they are sacrificing to the idol of a demon. Take a look at this. This is basically what they've been doing. And for people who say that there is no God, there is devil, there are demons. Look at that. That's a baby. That's literally baby.
Well, basically, with the Moloch statue, it was like a furnace where they would have fire inside of that statue, and they would throw the babies, the living babies, inside of that furnace. It was, well, the statue that was, that they put fire in, threw the baby in that fire, and the babies, of course, would be screaming, and they called themselves sacrificing to that god, which was Moloch. And they also do rituals like that. I don't know if they are like the actual rituals of them. So, well, some of them are where they unalive the babies and do that, but maybe some of them are maybe mock, religious acts where they're acting like they're throwing children and babies in there. I don't know, but because I've never been at one, and hopefully I've never seen nothing like that. But that's where you're seeing. That's why you're seeing this, because when they do the what is that? The Grove. The what is it? CX. Well, it's called the Grove, but it's something before that that it's called, where a lot of the political people go, like some of our presidents and different people that are on the political platform. They go to this place where they do a lot of ritualistic things, and they have like the owl up there. I think that's also Moloch as well, where they act like they sacrificing. They do the mock kind of sacrificing, where it's supposed to be like a dramatization of, sacrifices or whatever. I don't know. But I know, hey Nacho, hey, I said what I said. Bohemian Grove. Yeah, I knew you would know, CX, the Bohemian Grove. And I thought that was pretty interesting. That they do a lot of these weird rituals, and some of them are mock, which meaning like a dramatization. They're not actually, sacrificing. It's just a dramatization of, like it's, not something that's actually happening, but some of them actually do. So that's what they're showing you right here, where they are dancing around the statue, Moloch. But this is where they would have like a big fire, where that's where they would throw the babies, inside of the fire.
These are the things that's been going on.
And so you'll see some of them doing the ritualistic dancing. They do different type of dancing to honor Moloch. That's kind of what they do.
That's just insane, man. A lot of people don't believe in God, and I think it's finally time. Now that all these files are out, a lot of people will understand that if elites, if the people that run the world, if the most intelligent, the richest, and the most powerful people are following, these demons, the devil, and they also fear the devil, they've been selling their souls. What do you think? Is there no spiritual world? That's one of the biggest questions a lot of people have been wondering. So if you think that the topmost elites, the people with the most wisdom, are part of this stuff, so what kind of an answer does that even leave? Which obviously means that there is a very solid proof that if devil exists, this also means that God is also here. And if there's one name that all of these people fear, then it is the name of Jesus. And this right here is basically what happens all around the world.
So, do you guys know Valencia yeah, how does that say? Balenciaga. Yeah, I can't pronounce it. But it is a clothing line, and a lot of people wear it. Kim Kardashian was seen. I think she was modeling some of their clothing. A lot of children, they had some of the children modeling some of these clothes. It's Balenciaga. I think that's how you pronounce it. But it's interesting how they break down the name Balenciaga. And I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly.
Baal is the king, as you can see. Nickelodeon, the whole logo of Nickelodeon was basically the exact shape of Epstein Island. That's exactly what Nickelodeon's logo was. Nickelodeon. So if you translate that from Northern Soto, it basically means I don't care about God. That's what it translates to. Monster Energy. So if you go ahead and see the whole sign of Monster Energy, it basically says 666, which is the number of Antichrist. Again, these are also made up by the elites. We have Google Play. If you actually go ahead and see, this basically represents the seal of Satan. Everything, man, like literally everything that's out there in these biblical world, it's all real. It's all happening around us, but we're just too busy. We're just too occupied to witness the truth right here. Oreo has the symbol, cross of Lord.
God knows I love me some Oreos. I didn't know that they even had some of these symbols in here. That's just amazing how even like our foods that we eat, there's symbolism in that. You wouldn't think there would be any symbolism in no Oreo cookie. It's just crazy to me.
And used by early Knight Templars. Jerusalem cross, emblem of the Knights Templar. And this is the sole reason as to why Charlie Kirk had to be taken out.
This is who Charlie Kirk was, and I talked about him last year as well when he was unalive. You know, a lot of people say he's a known racist, and they said a lot of bad things about him. And, you know, my opinion, it's still like, I don't know. From what I heard from him, I can't really say he's outright just a racist. There is some things I didn't agree with. There are some things I totally did agree with. But he seemed like he was starting to uncover some things, and maybe it was a reason why he was taken out. I think about when Trump found out, when they were letting Trump know that, hey, Charlie Kirk was assassinated. His response was very odd. It was like, oh, okay, well, how do you like what was he doing? It was something where he was saying, well, how do you like the building, or something, that they were remodeling an area in the White House or something, and he was like, well, how do you like this over here? And the response was just off-putting. It's like, your friend, your so-called friend, the person that was supporting you, just got assassinated, and you're talking about, well, how do you like the building? And it was just weird. And then he was like, oh, my heart goes out to him and his family. It was just like, it was not sincere. It was very disingenuous. So I'm wondering, did Charlie Kirk, was he starting to kind of uncover some things, or starting to find out some things, and maybe he was putting some things to the light, and he was about to expose some things, and he was taken out of here? It kind of makes me wonder. So let's see what he had to say.
Because he was speaking all the truth. It seemed like he figured out something that he was not supposed to. And he had this platform where millions of people were following him, listening to him. So whatever he speaks is obviously going to make a lot of impact. And that's apparently why they took him out as soon as he knew about the real truth. And he also spoke about some things before he was gone. I think you guys should definitely take a look at this video right here.
Who runs the world? Well, the scriptures say that Satan actually runs the world. He is the prince of this world. But currently, there's an oligarchy that's really hard to pinpoint of who's actually calling the shots. And that's really what's happening in this election, is that the presidency is no more. It's really kind of a shadow government of administrative experts that call the shots, that the president is basically just a Hollywood actor or actress that goes around, poses for pictures, produce speeches. They don't actually make any decisions. And so the form and the structure of government, as the founding fathers intended, is no more. Runs the world.
So basically, you know, it just seems like the presidents and every elites out there, they're all just part of this one show that's being run, and they are all just paid actors that have to do or say exactly what this one person out there in the hierarchy, he is the one that runs the show. You know what I mean? And if there is one man who is not compromised and whose name has never, ever, ever been shown in the Epstein files, and obviously he is one of the biggest enemies of Donald Trump, and he's always portrayed as the bad guy for the world. Because take a look at this footage.
That Russia is our greatest ally, not our greatest enemy, and that everything we hear about them is propaganda. Putin has said that he's fighting against international Satanism. Who do you think he's talking about when he says that? Maybe the international pedophile ring that blackmails every country on the planet and sacrifices children? Epstein's bank account is literally called Ball. In 2012, he made an email saying that he wants to help overthrow Russia, meaning that Russia isn't controlled by them, and therefore Russia should be your ally if you are a Christian or white person on this planet. They are one of the only countries fighting for your existence because the pedophile satanic ring that controls the world is trying to destroy you.
I mean, finally, man, all of these things makes a lot of sense. At this point, I just feel like whoever, you know, these guys from the Epstein files, whoever they say is the bad guy is basically the good guys. And whoever they say is the good guy is basically the bad guys. That's basically how the world works. And if you're...
It makes you wonder. So what is good is really bad, and what is bad is really good, which is crazy. So it makes you wonder. Hey Mars, how are you? Thank you for coming through. Thank you, Meta, for coming through. Good to see you. R&B Realist, thank you. And I said what I said. Thank you so much. And Alan, I appreciate you guys that came through and showed me some love. And my boy Chase. I appreciate you guys for coming through and showing me some love. I'm going to end this right here. It's 9:43. You know, I got to get in the bed. But I really appreciate everybody for coming through. And again, my job is not to make you believe anything that I believe in or anything of that nature. This is a conversation. This is something that I really that I was interested in talking about. And if it offends you, if this subject is not for you, then hey, this topic's not for you. Again, I'm here to inform, you know, to encourage, and you know, to you know, do what I feel like is best for my channel. And if this is not your cup of tea, I understand that, and that's fine with me. I just am what I'm interested in talking about. I want to talk about it, you know, and I want other people that are interested in the same thing to join along with me. And I appreciate those who do. So I appreciate you guys for coming through. Thank you so much, Nacho. I think I spoke to you. I appreciate you guys so much. And if you can, press the like button. If you are on my vertical live, if you could press the like button 2 times, I would truly appreciate it. If you are not a subscriber, I hope that you will subscribe, like, share, and subscribe. I really would appreciate you. And I look forward to seeing you guys again. I'm going to be doing a part 2 on this as well. So within the next couple of days, I don't know, probably not tomorrow. It just depends, or maybe the next day after. I want to do a part 2 to this. This is really interesting because, like I said, we are so distracted by what's going on with the celebrities, what's going on even with drama on YouTube, that we don't even realize that there's so much more going on in this world than we could ever imagine. And even if we all have different belief systems, we cannot deny that there is something strange in the atmosphere that's going on around us. Even people act differently. They have more of a chip on the shoulder. They are so offensive. They get offended by everything. They are so just crazy. I mean, it's just a lot of craziness going on. So we definitely have to pay more attention to what's going on, right, CX? And CX, maybe one day you'll come up here and join me. I really appreciate you. And what else I wanted to say? And I want to appreciate, I want to definitely say thank you to the friend that told me if I only had one person in the chat, as long as I am talking about what's in my heart to talk about, what I feel like I'm led to talk about, and I have that one person in the chat to keep doing it, not to give up. And I appreciate that person that told me that, because sometimes when you are a small content creator and you don't always bring in a big crowd because you're not talking about the beef, you can sometimes get discouraged and be like, well, what's the point of me going live? I mean, nobody, comes. But when you think about it, you have to not give up. And that's what this person was telling me. So shout out to that friend that told me that, because sometimes you do get discouraged and you don't feel like that people actually like what you have to say or listen or even pay you any mind, because you're not in the beef and the drama and you're trying to stay out the way. And so I appreciate that person that spoke life to me on that situation and encouraged me to keep going, whether I had 1, 5, or 100 people in the chat, because sometimes you do get discouraged at times. So thank you for that person. Thank you so much, Meta, for sharing it. That's okay, Mars. You can always do the playback. Yeah, people are really weird. They're really sensitive about stuff. I respect people's opinion, whether I agree with it or not. But I notice a lot of times people can't give you that as well. So I just find it very strange, and I find it very weird that people want so much respect and acceptance, but when it comes to other people, they can't give that in return. So that's pretty interesting. Hey, Emmanuel, thank you for coming through. Right, R&B. And a lot of times we don't walk by faith. Sometimes we walk by sight. And so when we walk by sight, we get discouraged because we don't see the improvement. But shout out to the people that actually they see the value in you and what you have to offer, and shout out to that, and I shout out to the people that come and support, whether I'm talking about somebody or I'm talking about something that's going on in the world. But as far as talking about other stuff, what's going on with the things that's going on in YouTube, I don't find it interesting enough to talk about it whenever I do see it. And then when you do speak on it, you better make sure that you're in for a fight. So because you're going to have to go through people making reaction videos on you every day and every night. So about your opinion. So I said, you know what, the beef sector is not for me. Because my tolerance level and a lot of my my nerves and things like that, I couldn't deal with it. I think people are really silly. So, and a lot of stuff that people be getting so crazy about is a waste of time when people are dying all around us. So it just doesn't make any sense. But that's just my opinion. To each his own. So God bless you. Love y'all to Reese's Pieces. And hopefully I'll be going live through I'll say in a couple of days we can do a part 2 to this about the Epsteins and the Trump situation. Like I said, this is something to unpack. It's a lot to unpack, really a lot to unpack. So I hope you guys will join me on to tomorrow. No, you're at the wrong channel, but if you probably turn on the next channel, you'll probably get to the gay live hotline, and then you can jerk off and do whatever you do on that one. So just keep just go on a couple of more channels, you might find it. So, and then you can be free and happy to jack off or do whatever you do. But God bless you. Love y'all to Reese pieces, and I will talk to you guys later. And yeah, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. But yeah, Alan, you know, we got to give them back. We got to give them back what they want. They want some attention. You'll get all the attention. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Love y'all. Let me count down and we're going to get up out of here. Good night. I think I did the wrong one again. Let me outro again. Oh, and let me let y'all hear Selena again. Let me see. Where you at? Oh Lord. Is it gonna end? Oh goodness. Well, let me just play this and then end it.
Selena.
Hi y'all.
Selena. Tell me what's poppin', Selena. Ooh, what we talking about? Tell me what's poppin', Selena. Girl, you know I wanna hear it all. I know you got the tea right. Lighting up the city right. City life. Tell me what's poppin', Selena. Ooh, what we talking about? Selena. Tell me what's poppin', Selena.